What is your take on how far outside the historic norms we are? Because the Trump administration is trumpeting numbers, and there are record numbers of immigrant families showing up at the border. They have a point.
You know, enough people, we haven't really pointed this out enough. Immigration was candidate Trump's signature issue. And he likes to give out grades, A's. I give myself A's. But on this, in every respect, in my opinion, he's getting an F. And this is his signature issue. From my experience managing the enforcement and administration of our immigration laws, I have, for 3 years, 1,124 days. I have some takeaways. It's much easier to look at a problem and assess a problem and see the solutions when you're not in the clutches of it. Mm-hmm. So illegal migration up until this year, where we're approaching probably 1 million apprehensions on our southern border, up until this year, illegal migration has been a fraction of what it used to be. The high was fiscal year 2000. We had 1.6 million apprehensions on our southern border. And the stereotypical migrant apprehended then was the single male adult from Mexico. Those numbers have gone down dramatically, such that in the last several years, like my second year in office, they've been in the range of 300,000, 400,000. My second year in office was the second lowest number since 1972. There are several reasons for that. One, first and foremost, is an improved economy in Mexico. The push factors always overwhelm any level of deterrence, immigration enforcement you can put on our southern border. And so the improved economy of Mexico, plus the investments we have made in border security on our southern border through multiple administrations over the last 18, 19 years. We had the spike, which everyone will remember, in 2014. In early summer, late spring 2014, the high was May 2014, 66,000 apprehensions, which back then seemed like a lot, and it was a lot by any measure. The numbers went down pretty dramatically, such that by August 2014, the numbers were as low as they had been for a long time. And I would say that was owing to three things. One, the enhanced messaging about the dangers of the journey. I personally went to Central America to amplify that message. Two, we enhanced our enforcement here in the United States. And three, through constructive engagement with the government of Mexico, we got the Mexican government to do more on their southern border with Central America, such that the numbers dropped off pretty significantly. The corollary to that, however, is as long as the underlying push factors exist in Central America, we're going to continue to wrestle with this problem, and the numbers will always revert back to their longer-term trend lines. And so when Donald Trump got into office in 2017, there was a very sharp drop-off in the numbers, owing primarily to his rhetoric, his anti-immigration rhetoric. But then the numbers started to creep up again, and they're now in the range of over 100,000 a month, which is, or at levels we haven't seen in years. And I believe it's, frankly, due to any perceived changes in enforcement policy are amplified by the coyotes, the smugglers, who message this in Central America. And so, and there's a snowball effect to it. And the numbers are as high as they've been for years, in large part, again, because of his rhetoric. So when you say, I'm going to close the border, the message in Central America is, you better go now.
Yeah, you better hurry up.
Or when you say, I'm cutting off all aid to Central America, which is the exact wrong approach, it sends a feeling of hopelessness in Central America. So the message from the smugglers is, better go now.